Welcome to RIL Talks. I'm super excited to be here because the topic we're talking about, the topic on the table today, is a very fascinating one. So much argument, but today we are not in for that. We are here to expose the truth about the hidden paycheck, the total reward for the Nigerian worker. Now, if you're a professional working in Nigeria, I am sure that the relationship with your phone changes the moment you hear the sound. Down, yeah, the credit alert sound. But the reality of our economy today is workers go to bed and the cost of items changes from the night you go to bed and then the morning when you wake up. And we have become so obsessed with net pay. Every worker is concerned about what goes into their pockets. We look at the figure and then we compare it to the bills we have to pay. Today we are moving past the gross versus the net pay, and we are delving into the real compensation and benefits for the Nigerian worker. We are going into the engine room of compensation and benefits to expose the hidden paycheck. Joining me to pull back the curtain is a seasoned compensation and benefits officer, Aika Olawore. Did I get that right?
Yeah, no bad.
Resource Intermediaries Limited. He heads the compensation and benefits team, and he has been on this for over how many years now?
4 years going on 5.
Yeah, 4 years going on 5. He has dealt with the different pay structures, I must confess. Yeah. So permit me to say is the best to talk about our topic for today. Now, Yinka, so we need to go right in. So my first question for the Nigerian worker who only is concerned about the credit alerts they receive, that's what gets into their pockets at the end of the day. What are the five for a professional, what are the 5 compensation structures that are or that can be adopted in Nigeria?
Talking about the 5 standard components that make up a professional compensation structure in Nigeria. First, we'll look at the compensation itself. That speaks to the net pay and gross pay. The net pay, we all have that understanding of what that means. That is what goes into your alert and makes you feel, oh, I've got something. So that is very key. We talk about pay structure under the compensation itself. Then next is, as part of other component is benefits. So for benefits, you don't directly get to see it as net, but it is part of your compensation structure. It speaks to your pension and other statutory benefits that you should enjoy as a worker or staff of a particular organization in Nigeria. Other aspects of compensation structure that needs to be considered is recognition. Everybody works, but a worker will be motivated when they feel recognized, they feel seen, not just seen as a part of the puzzle, but a very important aspect of the organization. Other aspects of compensation structure that we get to look at is development. We don't just want to bring people into the system that would become redundant, who don't have aspirations to grow. So when we consider total reward, we also look at that aspect, that developmental plan for staff, because an organization which trains the staff very well, it's an investment, and it definitely affects the overall sustainability of that organization. And the more exposed they are to trainings, the more it tends to plow back to the organization, not just for the organization, but more importantly for the staff.
Can you visually break down what a total reward is, or what a total reward should be?
My perspective as a professional in this particular area, it has to encompass certain components, because without it, you could be missing the point of actually rewarding the people you plan to reward. So part of those things about total rewards, when considering total rewards, you have to talk about the benefits.
Okay.
Talk about work from home. You also talk about the developments that has to do with it, and also other areas gone past the post-pandemic era.
Okay.
At the points in this part of the world, or let me say over time, people do not believe that work could be done when people are not physically gathered in the same location.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when considering total rewards, you have to look at something that allows flexibility, that allows you time for yourself.
How well do you think the business owner, the MD, CEOs, how well do you think they have been sensitized to understand the total rewards involved in the old talent management, because I don't know if there's any regulatory body that goes around checking how people's pay structures are and all of that. So I'm just saying off my head, somebody who is not in your lane here. But do you think owners of businesses, do you think entrepreneurs, do you think CEOs are well sensitized? And whose work is it to sensitize the owners of business when it comes to pay structure, total rewards, and benefits?
Yes, by standard,
Yeah.
every organization should have an HR department
Okay.
who is saddled to advise the MD entrepreneurs. So what tends to happen over time is MDs or entrepreneurs do not understand the value that comes with ensuring you have a good total reward structure in place.
Okay.
So the HR of such departments is
Yeah.
saddled with that responsibility to enlighten them.
Okay.
And once executives, MDs, they get to understand the impact of what you're bringing to the table, it's easier to make a decision.
Okay.
So articulating your points and making them understand why this is important for the business,
Okay.
they get to
As,
it.
as a standard.
As a standard.
Just like as a requirement to opening a business, there's CSC registration and all of that. So when it comes to talent, so talent management, you need to also understand that there is a standard for pay structure. Well, maybe I'm not taking sides now, but not to be biased. But let me come from the angle of the business owners, entrepreneurs, and organizations. Why don't employees see that this is a benefit when organizations tell them it's going to be hybrid type of work? Most people just think, oh, it's just it's the norm. It's now the norm. But why don't employees see it as much as them calculating these 2 days not coming to work? This is actually a benefit. This is actually something to cushion the cost of transportation of going to work. These are hidden paychecks. So why don't employees see it this way?
Well, it's not far-fetched, particularly the reality of the economy.
Okay.
Everyone is so obsessed about what goes into
Their pockets. Like we all say, we like
Exactly.
it's that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the organization who has taught it right to give staff
Yeah.
opportunity to work from their most comfortable place outside the office,
Outside the office.
it's a well-taught idea and they need to understand it. Maybe when it is being implemented, it is just done from, it's just a declaration. There is no clear, statement as regards this is what this is about and this is what we intend to achieve.
For you to be able to save
Yes.
and so and use it for other
Exactly.
things.
So beyond costs that, for example, if you to be in Lagos, then Lagos, after you're done with the work, for you to travel back
All
home,
the way.
some of us get to spend ridiculous hours. But if on 1 or 2 days within the week, you don't have to go through that stress, that's also some sort of reward for you. You get to attend to other things. And it is very important as well to note that any organization you find yourself that do not value that you are a member of a particular family, you came from somewhere, that when you have more time to, for example, maybe just 1 out of 5 days, you drop your kids off school, you get to assist the house with something, your spouse, your child, they feel more connected to you.
They see you, your presence.
Exactly. So your work, your contribution to your organization is not depriving you absolutely of your support in the house, either be it the man or the woman.
Wow, I've never seen it this way. It was nice one. Thank you so much, Yinka. Okay, so for our guests today, we hope you are talking about the total rewards, the hidden paychecks that are not being talked about. So it's an opportunity for our mindsets to be changed as workers. Before we compare benefits that we receive from another organization that we are planning to move to, you need to be able to do your cross balance check to see that it's not just the net pay, it's not just the take home. What are these other available compensation and benefit structures, like Yinka has earlier told us? Okay, thank you so much. So I know you didn't mention this, but I have this off my head. Now, talking about lifestyle benefits, are we seeing things like gym membership, like mental health, enrolling employees for mental health checks and counsel? Are we seeing this also as a benefit for the staff? What's the impact if organizations pick this up? What's the impact on the staff?
Like I said, in 2026,
a
lot, we continue to evolve and we live in an evolving world. So companies, organizations are beginning to understand that don't just employ staff and just expect them to continue to be productive. In offices, people will be so obsessed with work. It can be a sedentary lifestyle, to put it that way, and they are just doing the work, the work, the work. Meanwhile, the body system is being worn out.
It needs a
Exactly.
break.
You need physical exercise, being registered in gym helps you relax, helps you calm your nerves,
Yeah.
helps your blood flow, and a lot of other benefits that this can do. If you are physically fit, you feel very refreshed. Definitely, the impact on your work, it is going to be something so rewarding. So organizations are beginning to recognize that impact, and
Okay.
they get to expand HMO benefits to have covers. When we talk about HMO,
Also, HMO benefits
yes,
covers gym membership
exactly,
and all of that.
comprehensive plan. Like I said, in some cases, you don't have to wait for doctors, medical practitioners to
Yeah.
tell you that you need to exercise and all of those things. HMO plans would naturally, by default, let you know that you also have access to
Yeah.
time and age as well. Mental health issue
Mm.
is a major aspect of life.
Yeah.
So it's possible for a staff to get very overwhelmed. They need
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
They need someone to talk to.
Yeah. True.
So, and with the help of technology, you can over virtual sessions to talk with the therapist, whatever you might be going through.
Yeah.
Strict confidentiality, express yourself, you feel lighter, and you're able to come back to work and still deliver value. So
Okay.
that's benefits you're beginning to see in organizations, and the rewards as well is there for everyone to see.
Thank you. When a company allocates a particular amount for certifications and then for training for employees, for their staff, should employees consider this as a benefits?
Maybe begin to look at what kind of employees are we even really talking about. Because an employee who cannot see the value in a training or a certification that helps boost your profile, it's the value is there.
Yeah, because most times they say, okay, even if my profile is being boosted, it's still for the job I'm doing for you. I'm getting better on the job for you. Or maybe you talk about the long term.
Yeah, it's maybe sometimes some employees actually tend to get carried away about everything being about net pay.
Okay.
And as part of components of total rewards,
Yeah.
what we talked about development.
Yeah.
As an employee,
Yeah.
or I'll try not to use myself as an example here, but just speaking generally, as an employee, you have to consider that the organization you're about to get into or to be a part of, not just want you to complete tasks, they want you to be successful.
Okay.
And you're invested in your growth and in your development. You yourself, you have to be invested in your own growth and development. So by the time you get to see the way that this organization is actually committing this resource to me so I can develop, you tap into it and you make the best of that opportunity. So by default, I would expect that an employee who has that foresight for his own development and not just remaining static in one position would recognize that an organization who is committing resources to your development don't just want you to complete daily tasks. They want you to be successful. They want you to advance in your career. So such value or such resource being committed to you, you should really take it with very, very appreciating, like, oh, this means a lot, and make the most of it.
Okay, so it's more like a win-win also.
It's a win. Exactly.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. Okay, thank you so much, Olainka. It's been an amazing session and an eye-opening session also. I hope every talent out there now understands their hidden paycheck and the total rewards involved.